Well, look, my view, first of all, I think that any candidate who doesn't recognize that is a candidate who's not going to be president of the United States, because we've become even more diverse than we were before, which I think is a strength. My father was an immigrant. I bet you there were plenty of other people here whose family, who come from immigrant families. Our families, I think, have contributed greatly to this country, as this generation of immigrants does. You know, I revel in the diversity and the fact that we live in a country that draws people because of the sense that this is a place where you can get ahead. I think the great issue for 2016, though, is can you get ahead? Can you get ahead? The greatest challenge facing us is the one the President articulated in the State of the Union, and it's really been coursing through our politics for a long time, exacerbated by the crisis, that in the 21st century, given the forces of technology and globalization and what they've done in terms of marginalizing the middle class and deadening the ability for economic mobility, what is our strategy to push back on that? And I think that the candidate who can really paint a picture for what that strategy should be is going to be the most compelling candidate. Just one point on the emerging America. The Republican Party will not be a national party, cannot win a national election until they embrace the reality of the emerging America. And I think one of the interesting subtexts of one of the things to watch in the 2016 campaign is what happens with Governor Bush, because he seems determined to stick to his position on immigration reform. That's anathema to large numbers, or at least to the core of his party. And he's made the decision, at least he says, that he's either going to win the nomination on his own terms and not trim his sails on that issue and education reform, some other issues, or he will lose, and the Republican Party will probably lose as well. And I think their chances of winning will very much center on what happens with that experiment. Because what's happened in the last couple of cycles is they've had, you hear the conservatives, they say we have center-right, we've had center-right candidates and we've lost, so we need a real conservative. But really what they've had are center-right candidates who then made Faustian bargains and gave up their center-right status and submitted to the positions of the right wing of the party in order to be the nominee, thus rendering themselves unelectable.